successful on May 17th. So people here are getting out the vote. People are talking about a lot of different elections that are happening right now. The election that's most important to Arizona is Prop 123.
Now, it's a wide cross-section in there. It's college students, it's teachers. Why do you feel teachers are on board with this?
Well, teachers are on board for Prop 123 because they know that they can use the resources to help our kids. They're on board because they need a raise. They're on board because we want to retain, respect, and reward our teachers. So we've got the education community, we've got the legislature behind this. This is really a broad coalition that believes in Prop 123.
You are extremely passionate about this, and we need to remind viewers that you're a former state treasurer. So dipping into a fund that was not defined for this use kind of goes against what you thought of as a treasurer, yes or no?
Well, this fund exists to benefit K-12 education.
Part of it.
The state's land trust exists, 93% of it exists to benefit K-12 education. Our kids need help right now. The downturn was tough on Arizona. We're starting to make a financial comeback. Our budget is balanced. We settled this lawsuit. We have money in the general fund, and this is a better, more effective use of the land trust. And when people vote yes on Prop 123 on May 17th, we'll be able to put this into schools immediately.
Let's talk about what your opponents say. Your opponents say, good idea, for better or for worse, but that first $300, there's really not a lot of safeguards to say, look, we're going to take that money per district and put it directly into the classroom. What do you say to that?
This is constitutionally protected, and it goes into the baseline formula. The baseline formula feeds the classroom, feeds the teachers first. So this is the most effective way to get the biggest bang and benefit out of these dollars.
So as governor, when people ask you, Doug, what is your priority for the state of Arizona's educational needs? You say what?
Well, I would say first and foremost with Prop 123, we want to put these resources in, but the resources are there to get better results. We know how to educate a kid in the state of Arizona. We have 3 of the top 10 public high schools in the state. We led the country in improvement on the nation's scorecard. Now that we'll have additional resources, we can do more of this and more often for more of our kids and better reward our teachers.
Well, speaking of that scorecard, our own Auditor General in the state a couple of weeks ago came out and said, we have per classroom spending the lowest it's ever been since we've even recorded it. We're last in the nation per pupil spending. We're $3,000 below the national average. That doesn't quite add up.
Well, Prop 123 will put millions and billions of dollars into the classroom that will help that statistic, but that's not the important statistic. Spending is not the measure of success in education. Results and outcomes are the measure of success. So we're doing a lot with less right now. Now we can get better outcomes when we have additional resources.
You pride yourself at being in the state, available to the state lawmakers when they're in session. So have you been able to get on the phone, in person, go to those state lawmakers and say, look, last in the country, that's not acceptable to me?
Well, this is how we brought Prop 123 to the ballot in the first place. I mean, I left the 9th floor and went to the House of Representatives and the State Senate. I knocked on every single door, both Republican and Democrat, and made the case for putting this on the ballot. So this idea of resources is something we have 100% Republican support for, and we have bipartisan support for it.
And when you talk about support, this still is a voter proposition.
Yes.
So what happens if it doesn't make it in the polls?
Prop 123 is Plan A, B, and C. This must pass. The people will get the choice to say, do they want to put additional resources in our schools? Do they want to benefit the kids in the classroom and support these teachers? I believe they do, and we're giving it all our energy. But we do need people to come out on May 17th, and we need a yes vote on Prop 123.
So when you and I talked about 3 months ago at Grand Canyon University, I asked, is there a Plan B? Your answer was?
It was that this is Plan A, B, and C. I mean, this is the plan. If people want to settle this lawsuit and they want to put additional dollars in our school, it's right here for them. This is the settlement of a lawsuit. It's additional general fund dollars, and this is what the State Land Trust is intended to do.
And if it doesn't pass, then that lawsuit is still in existence. So then what?
If it doesn't pass, we're right where we were. The people will have spoken and said, we think we're properly funding our schools. What I'm saying is with these additional dollars, without raising taxes, we can further benefit our schools.
Lastly, on Prop 123, there's a trigger point at 49%. We're at 42%. if your administration continues going down the path of keeping taxes low, maybe even cutting taxes, corporate tax breaks, do you think we'll hit that trigger faster than what is projected?
I think we'll be able to put additional dollars, millions and billions of dollars into K-12 education without hitting that trigger. I think we've shown that you can live within your means, you can be responsible with your tax code, and you can properly pay your teachers.